Alright, we're back.
It's the day of the fireworks.
Yep, this is likely to be...
You have two choices.
Let's do Bryce, guys.
Let's go with Bryce.
This is likely to be the final episode of this run, so...
I'm still here. Hi, YouTube.
Hello.
I don't exist.
That must be
true.
him.
I don't know this.
I hope you're ready to see the fireworks, because I brought everything we need. In front of him, there was a woven basket that was closed at the top. It reminded me a lot of a typical picnic basket.
Picnic basket?
What are you talking about? Snacks and other things. You'll see.
Lots of alcohol, of course.
I kind of wanted to apologize for last time, so maybe I can make up for that. Don't mention it. I'm glad you're even willing to see me again after what happened. I realize that, given that we're going with Bryce and we're going to go see Reza, I'm going to be reading literally everything for this entire fucking episode, and it's going to suck.
Well, I mean, you can have one of us pinch hit in if you want to. But
I'll eventually get some lines.
Yeah, there's
probably.
going to be a bit of the administrator.
It's true. I'm serious. Let's just forget it and focus on today. Alright. Let's go then. After a few minutes of walking, we arrived at a rather empty-looking area near the edge of town. This looks suspiciously like the place that Dean brought us. Where's everyone else? I thought the whole population was watching the fireworks. Well, there are more public spaces, but someone like you would get pushed around a lot in the crowds. Besides, I think you'll appreciate the solitude. If you say so. The fireworks should start any minute now.
it's not dark enough.
If you're hungry, you can grab something from the fun basket. Fun basket? That's what I call it. I didn't know snacks were that much fun for you. They certainly can be. Besides, there are other things inside as well.
Depends what.
Okay, but fun basket definitely sounds like a euphemism.
Oh, I think it's starting. We waited quietly as the stillness of the night enveloped us. Soon, I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way into the night sky, after which it exploded in a pattern of colors. More rockets followed, their thunderous noise echoing throughout the land. Whee! Fireworks! Yay!
Let's briefly enjoy the fireworks before coming to a horrifying realization.
Yes.
That bit over here.
Suddenly, a terrible realization hit me.
Dun, dun, dun.
I have the weirdest sense of deja vu.
Considering how public an event this was, and how everyone will be watching the fireworks, and how I've gone through this whole thing before, now would be the best time for Reza to make his move. Not only was the village basically deserted, but the sound of the fireworks would also overshadow any gunshots, giving him as much security as he would ever have. As the portal had been repaired by the mysterious person I met, now was the perfect time for Reza to make his getaway. I was the only one who knew. Bryce, I think we need to go. Now. What? Do you want to take this somewhere else?
Oh dear.
I know where Reza is.
I'm not sure about a threesome with Reza.
No.
What are you talking about? Are you sure? I'd bet my life on it. Then we have no time to lose. Let's go. At least with Bryce, rather than having to go get someone competent, he can directly come because he is competent. We arrived at the portal just a few minutes later. While I checked the portal itself, Bryce looked around the area. I was glad to see it was still turned off. Had it been used recently, it would either still be running or in the process of recharging. Reza was still here, somewhere. Just look at this. What is it? Eggs. A suitcase full of them. So he broke into the hatchery again. Looks like it. He hasn't used the portal yet, though. How could he? Isn't it broken? Not anymore. Looks like someone repaired it. Then he must be close, but where is he? What is so important that he won't leave without it? The underground building. The administrator told me all about the prowess of the generators within. It probably hadn't been too hard for Reza to guess the same, or to try stealing it from a place he knew would be even more deserted than the rest of the village was right now. That must be it. So, what do we do now? We could wait for him here, but I think I've got an even better plan. What is it? Let's just do it like last time. You go in first, and I'll stay behind and out of sight. If you meet him, you can confront him and maybe talk him down. But if he tries to flee, he'll still have to get through me first. Alright, let's go. Bryce led me to the dig site where they had unearthed the building's entry. Once we got nearer, he stayed behind and motioned for me to go forward. He slowly followed me, trying to stay in cover as I entered the building.
Because, a great big dragon is a very subtle thing.
Mm-hmm. Inside, I was met with a long, illuminated hallway that was lined with doors on both sides. Since the lights were already on, Reza had to be very close. I wasn't surprised at the building still having electricity, since its generators were also powering the portal. Suddenly, one of the doors opened, and out came Reza, carrying a large cardboard box. Alright. Oh shit, do I remember what Reza's voice was? Not at all.
Just do you, man. You do you.
There you are, Zani. You don't know how glad I am to see you. I've wanted to talk with you for so long. I even tried to contact you, but that didn't work with one of them on your tail the whole time. But talking can wait. Now that you're here, we've got everything. Come on, help me with this, and let's get out of here. No. No? What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything until you answer a few questions. You want to talk now? Sure, why not? We probably got a few hours if we wanted to. None of them will disturb us here. We can even get the backup generator as well after we send this one over. When did you realize you were in the past? How did you know about the comment? Alright, let's keep skipping until we find something
Of relevance.
Oh,
Wait, scroll back a couple times.
Yeah.
What?
you killed those dragons, Reza. What are you talking about? I didn't kill anyone. Don't lie to me. You did it. I remember it now. What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. Are you telling me you weren't the one who stole the generators and those other things these past 2 weeks? No, I was in hiding. After what happened at the portal, I didn't dare to do anything that could jeopardize our mission. Why didn't you just come back? How could I? They wanted to arrest me. I was a fugitive.
You realize who it was, right?
I was surprised they didn't apprehend you, but then you weren't the one who shot at one of their police officers. Come on, Reza. The murders only started happening after you were gone, and the police have gathered plenty of evidence. You're the only one with a motive. All I did this whole time was try to find ways to contact you so you could talk to our people and figure something out for me. Why would I escalate the situation like that? Besides, how did you know so much about what the police were doing? I've been helping them because you were going about this the wrong way. I didn't kill anyone, I'm telling you. They have proof, Reza. I've seen it all myself. Just turn yourself in and we'll go from there. Nobody can help you if you don't do that. No, I'm not going to turn myself in for something I didn't do. Not for these beasts. Who knows what they'll do to someone like me in captivity? How else do you expect this to end? I'm not doing anything until I've got free passage back home. Actually, I could just leave this place right now. The portal's fixed, after all. That's not going to happen. Let me ask you one thing. How exactly are you planning to stop me? I'm the one with the gun here. You would shoot me to save your own hide? Only if you insist on standing in my way. You're not going to get away that easily. What are you going to do, huh? I'll be long gone by the time you call the cops. I don't need to, Reza. They're already here. Suddenly, Bryce and Maverick were standing next to me. You planned this, didn't you, Zani? Traitor! And to think I let you distract me with such a cheap trick, just because I thought there was still a shred of humanity within you. He pulled out his gun, not sure which of us should be aiming at. Just let me go, and I'll forget this thing ever happened. You've got 6 bullets for 3 people. Do you think you can really do that, Reza? Do you think this is worth risking your life for? I've been risking my life every day for the last 2 weeks. What did you do during that time? Sip champagne in your nice apartment?
Some really shitty wine, actually.
Besides, this generator and the whole building came from our time. They belong to humanity. Suddenly, the administrator came out of the shadows in the hallway behind Reza.
No. They belong to me.
Confused, Reza spun around, aiming his gun at the newcomer who was slowly walking towards him. Who the fuck are you? Freeze! I said freeze!
Want to waste your bullets on me? Feel free. You can't stop all of us.
If you say so. He pulled the trigger, and the administrator fell to the ground with a dull thud that knocked her mask off. My first instinct was to run away, but as Bryce and Maverick started charging, so did I. Reza was quick with his aim, shooting both Maverick and Bryce twice before pointing his gun in my direction. I quickly dove behind the box with the generator for cover, just as Reza pulled the trigger multiple times. Only a single shot came out and lodged itself in the box. Though I was seemingly unharmed, a loud hiss began to emanate from my cover. "Everybody run! It's going to explode!" I started running towards the exit and was soon overtaken by both Reza and Maverick. I looked back over my shoulder to see Bryce grab the administrator before he started running as well. Just as I reached the outside, the explosion knocked me off my feet. There was a rain of small debris as I heard the walls of the building shaking in their foundation. As I looked up, I saw Reza fumbling with his gun as Maverick pounced on him. Oh boy.
Oh!
Oh boy.
Oh.
He bit into Reza's neck and strained for a second before ripping a large chunk out of it. Reza wasn't moving when Maverick walked off and came towards me.
Where is Bryce?
I looked towards the entry, which was now mostly blocked by debris. He must still be inside.
Then what are you still waiting for? Come on!
We ran towards the rubble, only to see the administrator crawling through a small hole as she removed the last bits of debris that separated her from the outside world. Afterward, she laid down, panting heavily. Water began to trickle from the new opening. It's the water pockets. The building must be flooded.
And he's still inside. I'll clear away the rubble, and you try to find him.
We both set to work as I stuck my head into the hole the administrator had crawled out of. The place was flooded completely, but luckily, even though the water, I could see Bryce as he also tried to clear away the rubble from the other side. Quickly, I pulled my head back out of the hole. He's on the other side, trying to get through.
Who knows how long he's been underwater? Give him some air!
I took a deep breath before I went in again. I extended my arm to grab Bryce's muzzle. Luckily, he seemed to understand what I was going for as he moved into my reach. I pressed my lips to his muzzle, giving him some much-needed air. I drew back, repeating the same process a few times while Maverick cleared away the rubble, until eventually Bryce surfaced, panting heavily. "Are you alright?" "Yes. Let's get away from here before the empty water pockets cave in or something." Maverick carried the administrator while we went uphill towards the portal. When I came across Reza's corpse, I took the time to strip him of his gun and ammo, not wanting the dragons to find them. Meanwhile, the administrator was set on the ground, and Bryce checked out everyone's injuries. Luckily, it seemed both Bryce's and Maverick's were comparatively minor and didn't need any immediate attention. The administrator was not so lucky, however. She swerved as Bryce moved her clothes out of the way to get a good look at her bullet wound.
No, don't.
As I returned to them, I heard Bryce audibly gasping. "Damn it. Is it bad?" "Zani, do you remember the first victim? The blood in his muzzle from fighting back was neither yours nor Reza's, but still distinctly human. I thought it was an error, or that our DNA tests weren't compatible. But Reza doesn't have a matching bite wound from him. She does." I considered the implications of Bryce's words. Whereas Reza usually didn't hesitate to admit the killings to reach a goal he thought noble, he had denied any such actions this time. Of course, there is no use ignoring the evidence before us. This could only mean one thing. "Why did you do it, Izumi? Why did you kill them?"
He did kill them, you know. Just not in this timeline. If you can even remember my name now, then you should also remember what else he would have done. How he would enslave them to use as weapons back in the future, and how he doesn't care what happens to this world.
Point of order.
Yes.
I think that was Rememberer? Rememberer?
Do you remember?
Remember.
Remember.
Hopefully I missed it.
Close enough.
I had to do it in order to put you on the same trail he would have. If I had to come to you during the first night and tried to explain to you that I am a time traveler who had to kill in order to prevent a suffering that is magnitudes greater, genocide, slavery, would you have believed me? Who could have known that sometimes even Reza can change? If he didn't kill anyone, there would have been no investigation, and you wouldn't have known how dangerous he is when he shows his true colors. We just saw that even in this scenario, he wouldn't shy away from shooting others to get what he wants. Besides, I don't want to risk jeopardizing our experience by changing things. It could erase all the progress we have made and the things we learned over the many times we've done this now. If I didn't shove you out of the way in the cellar when the light fixture came down, you would have died then and there. That's what happened the first few times. There was a lot of trial and error involved to get where we are now. You wouldn't believe the lengths I have to go to every single time, and the consequences if I don't. You could not have followed the same path and arrived here if I didn't kill them. The fact that you remember that it was originally Reza who did it only proves just how important this is. Only if the events stay the same long enough will you be able to learn from them and remember, despite the effects the repeated teleportations have on your memory. This only tells me that I made the right call.
If Reza had nothing to do with it, then what was he doing when he was trying to take the generator?
I slipped him a note he thought came from you. It said to meet here and take the generator before you'd leave together. He played his part well enough so you couldn't tell the difference.
So he really did think that I planned all this, that I lured him here to have him arrested by Bryce and Maverick.
For all he's done, I think he deserves to know what betrayal feels like.
I've listened to this long enough now. It was you, and that's all that matters to me.
No, Maverick. Don't do it.
I'll tear you apart!
Boy. Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Bryce tried to go between them, but Maverick aimed his shoulder squarely into Bryce's bullet wound. Bryce collapsed, convulsing in pain, as Maverick pounced on Izumi and tore into her. Meanwhile, I put a few bullets into the gun I took from Reza before I aimed at Maverick and pulled the trigger several times. Maverick collapsed instantly and looked at me with a pain expression. Beneath him lay Izumi, dead.
Why?
He was trembling and took a few slow steps towards me, only stopping when I aimed the gun at him. Stop right there.
She killed them, and you protect her?
We needed her.
I told you I'd show no mercy if I found the killer. Just when I thought I could trust you, I should have known you'd shoot me, just like Reza did.
No, it's not like that.
Then why?
I don't think I can explain. He shook his head weakly.
Thanks for proving me right, Zani. Do you remember when I confronted you a while back and asked you to explain your reasons? You told me I wouldn't understand. You're right. I don't.
His head slumped as he closed his eyes. He was dead.
Who's dead?
No, Bryce isn't dead.
Yeah.
He's alive.
You fucking shot him?
I did fucking shoot him.
Yeah, several times.
Could have been like a non-fatal shot or something.
He's fucking dead, man.
I don't think
Yeah,
this is a
'cause-
good ending either.
Yeah, I think
we
this is also
totally
bad.
know how to shoot a large dragon in
Although,
a way that
I'm
will
becoming-
stop it.
I'm becoming more and more convinced that getting a good ending on your first run or two is actually impossible.
Yeah.
So
Because we just don't have the information we need. It's clear that we get better and better as each run goes through.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
think
Well-
it says something about the administrator that, she feels that she asserted that she needed to fake Reza's murders in order to make sure that we see his true colors.
Yeah.
Even
And it's also very clear that there's been more than just the two time loops we know about, which is to say these two playthroughs, right?
yeah.
Yeah, there's been timelines where you just died.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, Bryce. I'm afraid I've got some pretty bad news for you. What is it? We were able to power the portal again, even without the generators from the lab. but we still couldn't re-establish contact with humanity. Why not? Ever since the portal got sabotaged and was repaired, the coordinates, the connection to humanity's portal, it just isn't there anymore. Can't you locate it again? We don't know how. We found a different set of coordinates in there, but for some reason, we aren't able to use them. I know. Only I can. They were traveling back in time to the day of my arrival. I guess you really are a time traveler, huh? Now that you know everything, that really shouldn't surprise you. What are you going to do now? Well, I guess returning to humanity is out of the picture. So it's either staying here or using the portal to return to the day you arrived here. All that time travel business is too complicated for me. Izumi had it all figured out. I'm wondering what she would think about this outcome. All she ever wanted was to save you dragons, just like Reza only wanted to save humanity. Neither shied away from killing people, so maybe you shouldn't look to them as pillars of morality. Either way, I'm not sure if you really have much of a choice here. They don't actually know if they can stop the comet. Of course they'll try, but without the generators from the lab, it's not looking great for us. I initially came here to help humanity, but if I go back with what I know now, maybe I can help you too. At any rate, it was nice while it lasted. Hey, no need for melancholy now. It's not as if we're not going to see each other again.
Yeah. Well, except that this Bryce will never see us again.
Yes, you said that same thing last time.
Yeah, I imagine I did.
Soon I was preparing to return to the day of my arrival. Despite her actions, Izumi had made a good point. Thinking about the knowledge I had now, I realized just how important it was to remember and how it would help me during my next attempt. No doubt the teleportation would erase some of my memory again, but I could think of a few ways to retain some knowledge. Not only did I take my own written account of what had happened with me, but there were also physical reminders I could bring to remember, such as Izumi's mask and cloak. With her gone, I was now the one with the most experience. As I made my way to the portal, I realized that in order to make this mission a success, to save everyone, this time I would just have to save myself.
Well,
Alright, so
Izumi still exists in the past.
Yes.
So the goal is to not have anybody die.
Ideally, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the best ending, and it's possible. But it's, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if
'Cause
we ever get there.
We gotta, even if we go to a proper timeline where Reza doesn't murder anybody, we still need to convince Izumi not to, fucking kill Anna.
Poor baby Bryce.
Yeah. And although Izumi still exists in the past, Izumi, of course, clearly also has been looping, and so the Izumi in the past knows less than this Izumi did.
I mean, I think we're probably using looper time loop rules, which is to say, only the person that actually instigates the time loop remembers, right? We remember the last run because in that last run, we were the one who used the coordinates to reset the timeline, right? Because again, Izumi was dead in that one as well, right? There were a bunch of other ones, presumably, where we died or things got fucked up, whereas Izumi was the one who reset, and she remembers those, right? So I think we're using the same hard reset rules, right? We remember the runs where we reset shit. Any run where somebody else resets it, Izumi or theoretically any other loopers that might exist, right? They remember instead. Hey, you've seen your first good ending. It did count as a good ending.
Cool.
Really?
I
It
mean,
feels super great.
We
did feel great,
I
but maybe because
no,
Bryson
remember what
wasn't
we
evil.
found out. There's 5 bad endings, 5 good endings, and then there's a few other endings.
Where shit gets better.
Yeah, one of which is the true ending.
We've seen Bryce's good ending. Whoa, that's holy shit. That's very different.
The sun is starting to rise.
Oh my goodness, the whole wow. And we've got Kevin and Zong and all sorts of side characters, and Bryce is filled in. All right, look how much nicer our screen looks than after we left the desolate and deserted wastelands of finishing episode 15.
Yeah.
So it's getting better.
It's getting better.
I'm not 100% sure how that was a good ending.
I imagine it could have gone much worse.
Yeah.
So, you know.
It's a good ending because you were dating Bryce and he's not dead.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Nadine didn't die in her bad ending either. She got shot, but she lived through it, right? This is considered a good ending, even though we didn't stop the comet, which is interesting. Anyway, thanks for sticking with us through our second run through internet, despite some missed episode uploads here and there.
Yeah.
We'll be better in the future, we promise. Maybe.
Maybe. Possibly.
Right.
And anything's possible.
We
Anything's
have
possible.
really busy, nerdy lives. Like,
Yes.
it's kind
Yes.
of unreal.
Yeah. But, thanks for watching, Internet. We will see you again in Run 3, where we will date someone else.
Mhm.
I don't know who else.
There's
Maybe we'll
Laura,
try and...
Remy and Anna.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe we'll try and not get Anna killed. Maybe we'll date Laura or Remy. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. We certainly don't know much about Lorma Remy yet.
Right, we've only done one scene each with them. But, goodbye, Internet.
See you next time.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, God.